Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This is Chilerak. How are you doing? Is today your first time seeing my channel? You're welcome. And if you're my returning subscriber, thank you so much, guys. I love you so much. And if you're yet to subscribe, why not? What are you waiting for? Subscribe to join the family, okay? On today's tutorial, we are going to draft the pattern for this off the shoulder wrap top you're seeing. If this is something that you're interested on and you want to recreate it, stay with me. Let's get it started. Okay, the measurement you will need, I will leave it on the screen. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to be quick about it. So, uh, the first thing you need to do, first thing first, you need is your tape rule and your marker pen and your pattern paper with your pattern master. Okay. So right here, what I'm going to do, the first thing I need to do here, I need to get my starting point, which is going to become my shoulder line. I need to draw out my starting point. So my pattern here is being folded into two. Okay, my pattern is being folded into two. So when you're going to draft yours, you need to get your pattern fold. So since my pattern is being folded into two, I'm going to use this as automatically as my starting my center front. So I don't need to draw extra line here for the guideline. So this one is automatically the guideline for me. Okay, so I don't need to um, connect another extra line. So yeah, so I'm going to start by taking my vertical measurement, which my shoulder to my waist to my top length and thereabout. So those one called vertical measurement. Okay, so the first thing first, I need to impute my shoulder measurement. My shoulder is 14 divided by 2. I have here 7. Okay, 14 divided by 2 is 7 inches. I'm going to mark it here as my shoulder line. Okay, so let me label it shoulder. Okay, so from here I'm going to take my my chest line measurement, which is going to is 8.25. Okay, you can take your measurement. So how did I come about this measurement? I divide my bust circumference by 6. It gave me 5.1, so I approximated to 5.25. So I added a 1.5 to it, so the total is 7.25. When you take this measurement right away from your shoulder to where to your chest line, is going to give you the measurement. So from my shoulder to my chest line, so I'm going to mark this 8.25 right here. Okay, so again, I'm going to advise you that when you're going to work on this, you need to use your pencil if you're doing it for yourself. But if you're going to do it as a tutorial, then you can use a marker pen, because the reason why I will advise you to do marker pen is because the pen, this marker increase the inch to your measurement, so which is not good. So pay attention, okay? So I have a impute from my shoulder to my chest line 8.25. So now I need to mark these 2 dots to create my chest line. So the next thing I'm going to do, this bust measurement I'm going to take is optional. Okay, but I still need to take this measurement for some of us who are beginners. You may not understand the whole thing, because if I don't do with bust, it's going to be like this is like a intimate class, but I want even a beginner also to understand this tutorial. Okay, so we are going to do a little bit of a busy body pattern drafting here. So from my shoulder to my bust line is 10 inches. So you're going to take your measurement. I'm going to place the picture on the screen so you can see how you place your shoulder and to your bust line. Okay, so here is my 10 inches. I'm going to connect these 2 dots right now here to create my I'm going to connect these two dots to create my bust line. So the next measurement we need now is from shoulder to my waistline. From my shoulder to my waistline is 16 inches, okay? So this is going to become my top length eventually. So for you, if you want yours to be more longer, then you can add like 1 or 2 inches. It depends your preference right now, because right now this is my preference. I'm going to make it 16 inches. My shoulder to my waistline is 16 inches, and I'm going to add extra 1 inch for the joining allowance and all of that. You will see, okay? So from my shoulder to my waistline, I'm going to repeat the same measurement so I can get accurate lines. You all know me. I always do this. Okay, I always repeat my measurement 2 times so that I will not make mistake. Okay, so now I need to do what I need to do now. I need to connect this dot to create my top length. To do is to impute my nipple to nipple point measurement. Okay, so we have done imputing our vertical line, vertical measurement. Okay, so now it's time to start with the horizontal measurement. Okay, my bust point to bust point is 7 inches, so divided by 2, I have 3.5 inches. Okay, so here is it. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to add it to my chest line here. Okay, 3.5 inches. Okay, so I'm going to connect this dot to create my dot guideline. Okay, here. Okay, so now for the for the front, that way I'm going to take 1 inch on the both side. Okay, 1 inch on the both side. That is for that intake. I'm taking 1 inch for the both side. And then for my chest line, I'm going to mark in by 1 inch. I'm going to mark down 1 inch. From my chest line, I mark down 1 inch. So from that point now, I'm going to connect these 3 dots now to create my dots. Okay, so I'm going to connect this dot now to meet with this line. Okay, so that is my front dot. So remember, for each dot intake you're taking, you're going to replace it back. Okay, so I took extra 2 inches, like I subtracted 2 inches from here, so I'm going to replace it back. Okay, so now we are still on the down part. We haven't come to the upper part yet, so we're going to go to that part now. So the next thing now I need to do to impute my waist measurement. Okay, my waist is 28 divided by 4 is 7 inches. Okay, so here is my waistline. They have a quarter of my waist. So the 2 inches that I took for the dart intake, I'm going to place it back here. Okay, so that means the total number I have here is 9 inches. All right, so I'm going to move off to my chest line. My bust is 34 divided by 4 is 8.5. So here is my 8.5. Okay, so and yeah, I'm going to add 1 inch for my allowance. Okay, so right now I'm going to connect this line. I'm going to connect this line to meet with each other. Okay, so here it is. So now let's move up to the front pattern. Okay, let's move ahead to the front, the upper part now. So remember, we are doing up shoulder. Okay, since we are doing off shoulder, you're not going to use exactly of your shoulder, because if you do that, your dress is going to be falling and it's not going to stay in place. Okay, so you're going to minus 2 inches from whatever shoulder measurement you have. Okay, for instance, if you have 15 divided by 4 by 2, it gives you 7.5. You're going to minus 2 inches from that 7.5. It's going to give you uh um it's going to be give you 5.5 inches. Okay, but as so on and so on. Okay, so mine is 7, so I'm going to minus 2 inches from here. Is going to give me the remaining number here is going to remain 5 inches. Okay, that is my shoulder measurement. So before I'm going to do that, I need to think how deep I want my shoulder to drop. How deep I want my shoulder to drop now is determined on you. If you want your chest to be more revealed, then you can do 5 inches or more 5. But I don't want mine to be too revealed. I want it to be exactly at uh 4 inches. You can do 4, you can do 4.5, you can do 5 inches. This is now the preference is on you. Okay, so I'm going to mark down 4 inches right here. Okay, here is my 4 inches. Then I'm going to draw out this line like so. My new shoulder line. Okay, so here is the 5 inches mark. So I'm going to use my pattern master, place the curve like so, and that is it for the front. So let me extend this line so that you won't get confused. So after I've done connecting this line to trace this line, so remember our pattern was placed on fold, right? So the reason why the pattern is placed on fold is because of the extension that we need to add for the overlapping, or rather, yes, for the wrapping top. Okay, so now remember this is my center front. This crease line here is my center front. So I'm going to make this line visible so you can know. But if you're doing this for yourself, you don't need to make it visible. All you just have to do is just have to extend this line out. Okay, but since I'm doing a tutorial, let me just make this line visible for you to understand. Okay, I need to use my tracing way to trace this line out so you can get accurate line. Okay, so here is my tracing wheel, so it's easy to transfer pattern to other side. So now I have transferred this line, so you can see how clear it is now. So the next thing I need to do, I need to uh, to add extension to my overlapping. So now determine how long you want it, but I will advise you to do with your quarter of your waist circumference. Mine is 7 inches. My waist is 28 divided by 4. I have 7, so I'm going to put that 7 inches here. Okay, from this 7 inches I'm going to go up. So for you to get accurate line, I'm going to mark this line from here. I'm going to add 2.5 inch for mine, for the width of my band, rather, or how will I put it? Okay, I'm going to go up by 2.5. So I'm going to do the same thing from here, 2.5. Okay, so the reason why I always impute my measurement twice, because I want to get accurate line. Okay, so that when I place it like this, I know where my 2.5 is. Okay, it's straight. So from this line now, I need to mark the same of my quarter of my waist circumference, and which is here, right here. Okay, so now I need to connect this 2.5 inch upward like so. Okay. Now, the next thing I need to do, I need to think how low I want uh, my neck, my front neck to be. So already now this is our shoulder line because it's an off shoulder. Okay. So now this is our neckline. So right now I think what I need to do, um, I don't want it to be too deep. So I'm going to come up from this point here, from my from my bust line. Okay. From my bust line here, I'm going to mark 1.75 upward. Okay, this is here. So you're going to take your bust measurement like I did here. Okay, so I took my bust measurement. At first we are not using this, okay, it's just for the tutorial for you to understand what you're doing. So I know how many inches you have between from your chest line to your bust line. Okay, so whatever thing it is, come up by 0.75 1.75. Mine, I have a 1.75 right here. Okay, so I'm going to mark, I have 1.8, so I'm going to mark 1.6 here. Here is my 1.6. Instead of 1.7, I'm going to mark 1.6. So from this mark here, I'm going to connect this mark. This mark is going to be connected to meet here, and from here it's going to meet here. Okay, so whatever how you want it to be, this time around, everything depends on you, how deep you want your chest to review. Okay, so for me, I'm going to see how I'm placing my cup, my pattern master. Okay, you're going to place your pattern master right here, like so. If you have your pattern master, you use it, but if you don't have, if you have your, you can use your free hand at this point. But I have my pattern master, and that is why I'm making use of it like so. Okay, so this is optional. Your free hand can also do this. Okay, all right, hope you're understanding what I'm doing. Okay, so yeah, this is how my front came out, my front pattern came out. So I'm going to extend this line here so we can get the picture clear. Okay, so this is my front. Basically, this is my front pattern. So I'm going to cut this all out so we can move on to my back pattern. So guys, basically the front pattern is almost ready, almost. So yeah, if you have any question, please leave your comment down below. Feel free to leave your comment down below. Okay, if you have any confusion, you can rewind and watch it again. So what I'm doing here basically is the back pattern, and it's the same process what I did at the front, nothing different. I'm going to pause this video when the difference is going to be. If you learned something new from this video, kindly give this video a thumbs up, and if you're yet to subscribe to my channel, please subscribe and turn on your post notification. Okay, yeah. So I have quickly do the back pattern. Okay, so for us not to waste too much time on here, so I did it faster so you can so we'll not take our time. So what next we are going to do here, this is the back pattern drafting. I already input the vertical measurement, so now is the horizontal measurement. Okay, just like we did at the front. Okay, we're going to input my nipple point measurement divided by 2, 3.5. I'm going to put my 3.5 right here. Okay, I'm going to connect this line to create the to create my dart guideline, I would say. So now for the front, you remember we took 1 inch on the both side for the front, but at the back we're not going to take too much allowances. It's only just 0.5 inch on both sides. So the total inch we are taking for the back that is 1 inch. Okay, so from the chest line you're going to come down by 0.5. Okay, 0.5 inch. So that is where you're going to make all your connection to. So you connect it to meet with this point here. From this point, you're going to connect it from here to meet here. So this is your that intake from the back. Okay, so the next thing you're going to replace back whatever thing you take from the waistline. We took 1 inch from the waistline, so you're going to put it back. But first of all, I'm going to impute my waist measurement, which a quarter of my waist measurement, which is 7. I'm going to add it here, plus the 1 inch that I took for the dart intake here, which is right here. Okay, I'm going to put it there. So now back to my chest line. My bust circumference is 34. Half of my quarter of my bust circumference is 8.5 right here, plus I added allowances, so that is right here. I'm going to connect this now to meet with this point. So it's right here. Okay, so from this point now, okay, move ahead to the upper line, just the way we did for the front. Okay, I came down 4 inches. Okay, as how deep I want my shoulder to be, like the drop. Okay, I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but yeah. And then I mark 5 inches for my shoulder. I minus 2 inches from my actual shoulder measurement, since we are doing a off the shoulder. So I minus 2 inches. So this is the 5 inches right here. Okay, right here. So I'm going to connect this point here to meet with this point right there. Okay, so with my pattern master curve, I'm going to use it here. So this is it. Okay, all right. So now the next thing I need to do, I need to determine how on this part here, it depends with you. If you want it to be just like this, you can leave it like this. Or if you want to give it a little bit dramatic at the back, okay, you can. Now is the time to do that. So, and also depend how deep you want yours to be. You can do 2.5, okay. You can do 1 inch, you can do 0.5, or you can just do 3 inch, whichever way you want it. But I think I'm going to go with 2 inches. Okay, I'm going to mark my 2 inches there. Then I'm going to use my pattern master to make the curve. So I will have just used this curve, but it's going to be too curvy. I know, since I'm already dropping it down already, so I don't want to have too much curve on it. So yeah, I just want it this way. So I'm going to connect it like so to meet here. So guys, the next thing I need to do now is to add my 0.5. Don't forget to add your 0.5 inch allowances, okay? It's very important. So when you're going to cut it on the fabric, you're going to cut the back on fold, okay? The back is going to be on fold. You're not going to divide it. There is no zip allowance. Since it's a wrap top, so you don't need zip allowance at the back. You're just going to cut it like this, one piece, okay? But on fold. So let's cut this together. So guys, this is it for the tutorial on this the off the shoulder wrap top. So if you're yet to subscribe, please subscribe so you will get notified when the sewing tutorial will be on. Okay, the cutting and the sewing tutorial will be on soon. Okay, so you will not miss out. All right, you can share with your sewing mate, and yeah, give this video a thumbs up if you learn something new, and subscribe if you're yet to do so. Join the family, so let's have fun, create things together, So yeah, so this is the back and the front pattern here. I'm labeling all my patterns so I will know which one to use the next time I'm going to cut on my fabric. Okay, So thank you so much for watching. I will see you on my another sewing tutorial. Okay, have a nice day.